Imagine a book so powerful, so controversial, that its mere existence could shatter everything we've been taught about the origins of humanity, angels, and divine law. What if I told you that for centuries, this very book has been locked away, hidden from the masses by the Vatican itself? A text so sacred, it could change the way we view history, religion, and even the cosmos. The Book of Enoch, an ancient manuscript, long dismissed by the mainstream, yet holding secrets so profound they might be too dangerous to reveal. But what if this ancient knowledge is being kept from us? What are they hiding and why? In this video we're diving deep into the Book of Enoch, the secrets it holds, why the Vatican fears it, and what it means for us today. You might think you know everything there is to know about the Bible, but this forgotten text might just rewrite everything. By the end of this video you'll see why the Book of Enoch is one of the most dangerous secrets the Vatican has ever tried to bury. Stick with me because what you're about to uncover will leave you questioning everything. To understand the mystery, we must first understand the Book of Enoch itself. This ancient Jewish text, attributed to Enoch, the great-grandfather of Noah, holds visions that predate many of the familiar stories in our Bible. Written more than 2,000 years ago, it is a collection of profound teachings, prophecies, and divine revelations. But here's where things get strange. The Book of Enoch isn't included in the mainstream Bible, any version you'll find in the West. Instead, it was rejected by early Christian leaders, deemed too radical for their faith. Yet, for centuries, this forbidden text has been kept alive by a select few, including the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, who continue to consider it sacred. What exactly is in this book that has kept it under wraps for so long? And why would the Vatican, the heart of Catholicism, choose to ignore such an ancient and powerful manuscript? What if I told you the contents of this book could fundamentally challenge what we've been taught about angels, the divine, and our place in the universe? Let's dive deeper. At the very core of the Book of Enoch is the story of the Watchers, divine beings sent by God to guide humanity. But something went terribly wrong. These angels, known as the Watchers, descended from the heavens and began teaching mankind forbidden knowledge, secrets that were never meant to be shared. These angels imparted knowledge on things like metallurgy, astrology, magic, and even the use of herbs and potions, arts considered dangerous and corrupting. In the eyes of the Church, this was an unholy act. The Watchers broke divine law, crossing a line that couldn't be undone. But why would this knowledge be so dangerous? And why does the Vatican want to suppress it? Could the knowledge of these forbidden teachings be the reason the Vatican has tried so hard to keep this text hidden? What if everything we know about the divine order is built on a lie? To understand the true gravity of this secrecy, let's take a closer look at the Vatican itself. The Vatican's library, one of the most exclusive and mysterious collections of ancient texts in the world, holds manuscripts and documents that the public will never see. The Church has kept these materials sealed, only available to a few select individuals. It's within these walls that the most profound secrets are hidden. Some believe the Vatican holds a copy of the Book of Enoch within its vaults. Why would they hide this knowledge? Could it be that the teachings of the Watchers, if understood by the masses, could challenge the Vatican's authority, its teachings, and the very foundation of Christian dogma? If the Vatican's library is home to such powerful knowledge, is there something they're afraid we might discover? Could this book, this forbidden text, reveal truths that the Vatican is desperately trying to keep from the world? Now, let's talk about something that might just shake the very foundations of what we think we know about angels. In the Book of Enoch, angels aren't the glowing, benevolent figures we see in religious paintings. No, these angels are something entirely different. They're fallen. The Watchers, once pure beings of light, fall from grace when they interact with humans. They not only teach humanity forbidden knowledge, but they also have children with human women, creating a race of giants called the Nephilim. These Nephilim, as described in the Book of Enoch, are powerful, destructive, and corrupt. But here's the twist: the Nephilim are never fully explained in the Bible. In fact, most of their story is hidden in the pages of the Book of Enoch. So, what did the church know about the Nephilim? And why were they so intent on keeping this story buried? Could this forbidden knowledge, this depiction of angels, giants, and fallen beings, have been too much for the early church to handle? Could the Vatican's silence on the Nephilim be more than just an oversight? What does it mean for our understanding of good and evil? The Nephilim are not just part of myth or legend. They are a reality within the Book of Enoch. These giants, born of the Watchers, fallen angels, who mingled with human women, are described as enormous in size and strength. The Book of Enoch tells us that the Nephilim were not just large beings. They were destructive, corrupting, and chaotic. Their very presence on earth was said to bring about untold suffering and chaos. But here's the troubling question. If these giants existed, what does that mean for humanity's understanding of creation, divine law, and God's purpose for earth? The Book of Enoch paints a very different picture of our origins than what we are told in most traditional religious texts. Imagine this: giants that were not simply biological anomalies, but were imbued with an almost divine-like power, causing havoc in the world. The Book of Enoch doesn't shy away from the fact that these giants were corrupting humanity, teaching forbidden knowledge, and even waging war. And according to the text, it was their very existence that led to God's wrath, culminating in the Great Flood, the very same flood that Noah was said to survive. Why then do we not hear about these beings in the canonical Bible? Why are the Nephilim mentioned only briefly in the book of Genesis, yet their story is left untold? If the giants were truly a part of humanity's early history, why would the Church, especially the Vatican, want to silence this truth? What could the Vatican know about these giants? Were they erased from history because they pose a threat to our understanding of God's creation? Was it too dangerous to reveal that angels, those who were once divine, mingled with humanity and created something far beyond what we were meant to comprehend? The answer to that question could unravel more than just the origins of the Nephilim. Could the Vatican's suppression of the Book of Enoch have far-reaching consequences, even to our understanding of divine justice? The idea that the Watchers and their giant offspring were punished for their transgressions. What does that say about the rules of creation and the power of the divine? As we dig deeper, the shadowy figures of the Nephilim continue to haunt not just ancient texts, but also modern-day conspiracy theories. Were they erased from history because they were too dangerous, too powerful, and too inconvenient to the narrative the Church wished to craft? Could they be the missing link in humanity's understanding of its own origins? Let's take a moment and step back in time. The early church faced a decision: which writings would be allowed in the official Christian canon, and which would be excluded. Among the texts deemed heretical and dangerous, the Book of Enoch was at the top of the list. It wasn't just the Watchers or the Nephilim that made this text problematic. It was the very idea that it questioned the divine order, the nature of angels, and the role of humanity in the cosmic drama. Why was the Book of Enoch so dangerous? Early Christian leaders, many of whom had just consolidated power, feared that this text undermined the authority of the Church. The Book of Enoch challenged the established religious doctrine by introducing a radically different understanding of angels, humanity, and divine judgment. Imagine if the Book of Enoch had been included in the canon. The narrative of the angels' fall from grace would have reshaped Christian teachings, potentially changing the way millions viewed the divine. The idea that angels had fallen from heaven, shared forbidden knowledge, and even had relations with humans, this would have fundamentally altered Christianity's views on good and evil, sin and divine intervention. Could this have been the true reason the Vatican and the early Church chose to reject the Book of Enoch? Was the text seen as too dangerous to expose to the masses? Did it pose a threat to their power by presenting a vision of the divine that was too unsettling to control? This was more than just about a single manuscript. The Church's decision to exclude the Book of Enoch was part of a broader effort to solidify power, to control the narrative about creation, the afterlife, and the role of mankind in the cosmic hierarchy. It was a way of controlling what truths were made public, and what was to remain hidden. And perhaps this is where the mystery deepens. What was so powerful in the Book of Enoch that the Church felt the need to suppress it, not just in ancient times but for centuries? Why does the Vatican continue to guard its secrets, even as modern-day scholars and truth-seekers begin to uncover the mysteries once hidden from view? The Book of Enoch continues to carry its secrets, and despite being excluded from most religious texts, it still beckons us to look deeper. Every page of this ancient manuscript holds the potential to unlock a new understanding of the divine, angels, humanity's origins, and the very forces that govern our world. Yet we are still left asking the same question: why is it still so taboo? Why does the Vatican continue to fear the knowledge contained within its pages? The Book of Enoch isn't just a historical relic. It's a cosmic blueprint that connects humanity to the stars. The teachings it contains, if truly understood, could offer answers to some of life's greatest mysteries. What are angels? What is the true nature of the universe? And what happens when divine beings defy the laws set by the Creator? What if the Book of Enoch contains the answers we've been searching for? Could it be that everything we've been taught about creation, angels, and the divine is incomplete because of the secrets locked away within this book? Could this forbidden text hold the key to unlocking the hidden chapter of history, one that has been suppressed for thousands of years? What has been kept from us, and why does the Vatican continue to fight so hard to keep it buried? The Book of Enoch remains one of the most enigmatic, controversial, and suppressed texts in the history of human knowledge. Hidden by the Vatican, this manuscript holds a wealth of knowledge that could change everything we know about the divine, humanity, and the cosmic order. But here's the haunting question: why has it been kept hidden for so long? What is so dangerous about the Book of Enoch? What is it about its contents that would cause the Church to go to such lengths to keep it locked away from the eyes of the public? Could the true power of this ancient manuscript be the knowledge it holds, knowledge that could unravel the very fabric of religious doctrine? If you found this video eye-opening, don't forget to like, comment, and share. What do you think the Vatican is hiding about the Book of Enoch? Let's continue this exploration together. Make sure to subscribe because the truth is just beginning to unravel, and we're just getting started.